Just being earnest. Just being earnest. Just being earnest. Just being earnest.
Well, 3 episodes in a row. This might be the most consistent thing I've ever done. Not even kidding. This is fun. I enjoy hearing myself talk. I hope you don't mind it. That's what we're going to do. I didn't know what I was going to talk about this morning at all. Still not really sure, so I'm just going to kind of go off the cuff here. I took Delaney golfing this morning. She didn't golf at all. I just, I've been golfing a lot, as I said, and I wanted to include her. So I was like, hey, why don't you get up and walk the course with me? She rolled her eyes, and she still went with me. Turns out, she's the best sidekick on the golf course ever. She doesn't golf at all, kind of afraid of it. She just started carrying my bag, and I felt like a total douchebag, but I let her. And she took pictures and slow-mo vids and made me feel real special. When she first got out there, it was like, oh, I'm cold. I got to pee. I was like, this is going to be a long day. Luckily, her parents live near the golf course, so she drove over there, used the restroom. She's going to be pissed that I'm just, putting her on blast like this. But, dude, I know for a fact not every wife can hit the golf course with you. I got one that can. I played okay today. No one cares. But I also played with a broken toe. Broke my toe last night. We fell asleep on the couch. I was playing Red Dead Redemption. Also, I'm a cowboy. Fell asleep on the couch, woke up, turning all the lights out, walking into her office to turn off the lamp. Absolutely destroyed my toe on a 5-pound dumbbell that she uses. And I've never cussed so hard and so quietly at the same time. Unreal how bad it hurt last night. It affected my sleep. I woke up today because I'm an athlete and said, I'm going to get out here and walk it off. So I played golf and I got back, and now my toe is absolutely purple and swollen, and I have it sitting in a frozen fruit bag. So as far as sponsors go, let's start off with saying, shout out Private Selection, Classic Fruit Medley. Can't read, never could, don't care. We're getting that swelling down. I got a pretty sweet guest today. It's episode 3. I don't know that he knows it's episode 3. Maybe he thinks I'm deep into this thing and we're flying high and soaring. Maybe he thinks this is kind of like a Bobby Bones thing. By the way, Bobby Bones, if he ever hears this, dude, I've seen people tagging me on your stuff to put me on. Can't join them, beat them. So I'm doing my own podcast now, and I got a guest today that I think y'all are going to enjoy. His name is Keith Urban. When it comes to influences, for me, he's definitely right up there, top 5. So I'm pretty stoked about getting to hang with Keith a little bit and picking his brain on a little bit of everything. We've written a few songs, and usually when we're writing, I don't just sit there and quiz him. That's going to be the hardest part for me because I don't want to be that guy, but guess what? This is a podcast. You're getting quizzed. While I'm on influences, Space Jam soundtrack was easily the first thing that rung my ear for music and that I want to do it. 3rd grade Christmas, I got that Space Jam soundtrack and a pair of Jordans because I wanted to be like Mike. And that Space Jam soundtrack opened a huge can of worms for me and my poor parents because that was my first taste of rap. And once I got that taste, I was hooked. So it went from 3rd grade, Space Jam soundtrack. I hit 'em high, hit 'em high, hit 'em high. You hit 'em low, hit 'em low, hit 'em. You already know. Lightning strikes the courts, lights get dim. Supreme competition is about to begin above the rim. Finessing and moves is animated. Once I get the ball in, I can't be deflated. Rocking on my monsters and get your money. Quick, get your bunny. He's snatching up the honeys. Every step I take shakes the... Yeah, you get it. 3rd grade me. Little chubby 3rd grade me out here just rapping. And then, R.I.P. R. Kelly. I Believe I Can Fly was that one, though. And it, Basketball Jones, I got my basketball Jones. I got the basketball Jones. Ooh, baby, ooh. Ah. Y'all remember that one? What else is on that one? I haven't heard it in so long, but I'm telling y'all, this shit is engraved in my memory for life. It'd be Upside Down, Salt and Pepper. Boy, you turn me inside out, round and round. Man, diamond in the rough, can't get enough. That mug. Then Jay-Z, young Jay-Z. Not only did Jay-Z ghostwrite for Bugs Bunny, which is the most badass thing ever, Jay-Z had a great song on there, and I can't remember who it was with. Change faces. Use the bathroom, put the toilet seat back down. Got me some sprinkles, hand with the wrinkles. Got his prefer something. I don't know. Jay-Z snap. Oh, I'm in the rear of the club frontin'. What a bar. In the rear of the club frontin'. Hard. A lot of good stuff on that. Everybody get up. Damn. Okay, so that was third grade, and it escalated quickly because fourth grade, I got Slim Shady burnt CD and had the LP on it. Mother was not thrilled when she heard that coming through my Walkman. Not at all. Matter of fact, we were on our way to Cheeseburger Charlie's after a baseball game, and she heard it. And I don't know why she did this, because she knew what she was getting herself into. She was like, oh, just put that in the car CD. Let's see what you're listening to. Didn't like that at all. That CD got snapped, thrown out the window, and that was when I truly fell in love with rap. I was like, you can make people this pissed off just with saying something? I want to do that. And I did that. Still do. My influences were way wider than rap, though. My dad always listened to country music in the car. So that George Strait 50 Greatest Hits CD, wore that out. Alan Jackson, all that. And then when I was with my mom, she listened to oldies. So I got that oldies 96.3, that red rubber ball, and all that stuff. I was so infatuated with music. There was a couple guys named Freddie and Zoe. They played college basketball, and the lady that they were living with worked with my mom. Boring you to death, but work with me here. Buckle up. They would have been like juniors in college, and I was probably 10, and I'd be at Linda's house. Freddie and Zoe would get done practice, and they'd be making beats upstairs on like an old MPC or some shit. And I was up there making beats with them. What can I say? Young boy had some rhythm. Always have. And dude, I just fell in love with it. The next Christmas, my parents, it's Mother's Day right now, by the way. My parents are absolutely the best. They're not musical. My parents are not musical, but they have absolutely supported me through every phase of my life. And they're going to continue to, because they're awesome. But they got me a banjo for Christmas that next year. Because I think I've said before, stood on the circle at the Opry House when I was really young. We had a friend that played steel guitar in the Opry band, and he took me because he knew I was into music. And dude, I got hooked on bluegrass too. So I'm listening to, hi, my name is, and then Earl, don't take my love from Pearl, don't take my love. Whatever, Earl Scruggs, Lester Flatt. If you don't know it, go look it up. Flatt and Scruggs. I was on that old down Cripple Creek. If my banjo was in reach, I'd sit here and pick you something. But influences were across the board. I'm listening to everything. Got that banjo. Took about 3 months of lessons. Kind of figured out how to play without reading music. Teacher hated it. Fired me. Got a mandolin next, then a guitar. And by the time I was in 5th grade, I discovered John Mayer and Matt Wirtz, Dave Barnes early on. Fell in love with songwriting. I was writing like poems, putting guitar to it, and giving it to my 5th grade girlfriend. And I guess I've just always kind of been doing that. Speaking of Keith, tonight I Want to Cry, I think maybe 8th grade. I sat down at the piano for hours just trying to get that lick right. Still can't play it and sing it at the same time because it's simple, but it's intricate. Whatever. Now, I make all kinds of music. I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do, and it's pretty sweet. Because one day I might be rapping, might be making a rap beat, and I got an outlet so I can send that to people. Next day, I might make a low. Well, I got fire the jukebox, play me a song, something we can move to all night long. Anything you want, girl, whatever it is. Tell me what I gotta do to get it just on one kiss. And then another one is, I got the key to the city. Hey, she got a ring on a nipple and I got a ring worth $350. Could make those in the same day. Doesn't matter. I found a little happy place as an artist, though, because I'm so influenced by the lifestyle of getting to spend all the time I spend in St. Thomas. Lived there for like a year with my wife's dad. This is back when she wasn't my wife. I think she had another boyfriend, but that shit was dead before it started. I stole her right away from him. Sorry, unnamed, if you hear this. Sorry. But I told you it would happen. Anyways, spent a lot of time in St. Thomas. Played for tips during the week. Got a couple bar gigs on Thursday and Friday nights. That would pay for, it'd be a free dinner and like $150. Be like a $40 taxi back across the island. A little bit of weed the next day. Broke till next week. But I was roughing it on the island. Spent all my time on the beach. Fell in love with the place. Then Rob, Delaney's dad, bought a spot. If you know anything about St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, there's a great beach called Megan's Bay. He bought a spot just right up on Megan's Bay, pretty much. And I stayed again. Went down there for like 7 months while she went to college for her freshman year. Same routine, writing a bunch of songs, made a lot of friends down there, found a studio that we'd go to like every day down in the town. Shout out Sohai, shout out Jai, shout out Success, them the boys down the rock, and we made so much music. And that got me back to Nashville. So that would have been 2013. I come back to Nashville 2013 and a half. I had just dropped out of college the year before, and my parents basically were like, we'll give you a year to try to figure something out, and then you have to go back to school. So I come back, and I meet the Warren brothers, who are legendary songwriters in Nashville, absolute wild boys back in their day. They're sober now, still absolute wild boys, but they were wild. And I guess they saw a little bit of me, or a little bit of them in me. And Mitchell, I mean, we mentioned this in the first episode, but dude, they took me under their wing, marched me right into a couple publishing companies, and I had a pocket full of these songs that were like me kind of rapping and singing on an acoustic guitar. No genre really at all. I was just writing whatever, and got my first pub deal with Sony ATV because of the Warren Brothers, and with the Warren Brothers, they were part of my deal too. And I would not be here at all, where I am, doing what I'm doing if it weren't for the Warren Brothers. Shout out Brad and Brett. Pretty crazy. By the way, I saw some of y'all asking these questions like, what's your connection with St. Thomas? Why do you keep switching genres? I'm covering that right now. I'm just kind of bouncing off the wall. I've never really swapped genres. I've always done all these things. But if you're going to sell something, you kind of got to narrow it down. So I say that to say, for those 3 years, I was writing a little bit of everything. Country, still doing rap, all this stuff. Kind of found a lane I liked. There was some R&B with some rap. Always been melody. And then I started thinking, dude, you play guitar, you sing, you spend a lot of your time on the islands. You grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. Let's make that a brand. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with the Tropical Cowboy thing. Dude, look, I make music for boats, beaches, backyards, bedrooms, bars. 5 Bs. If you can't remember that, go check a doctor out. See if he can let you know your memory's whack. Say it back to me. Bedroom, boat, backyards, son of a bitch. Boats, bedrooms, bars, backyards, guitars. Hold on. The 5 Bs. Backyards, bedrooms, boats, bars, beaches. One more time. Beaches, boats, backyards, bedroom, bars. Boom. Got it. Shout out Corona. Almost broke the glass on the microphone. Would not have been good. Yeah, so I'm just really thankful to get to do what I'm doing. And I'm also thankful actually for quarantine. It took me a while to get used to it, but I don't know if y'all are like me, but I have found like 3 new hobbies that I love doing. I've gotten to enjoy home, get quality time with Delaney I would not have had for God knows how long. I mean, it's kind of forced everybody to just slow down and get down to the basics. The first couple weeks were hard. First 3 weeks, hard. People are getting used to living with their partner again. But now we are. She's been playing Stardew Valley. She got her little game she can play. Because if she's not farming in the backyard, she's farming on her iPad. That's pretty dope. And I'm playing Red Dead Redemption now. And guess what my horse's name is? Huh? What'd you say? That's right, Marzipan. Oh, dude. Revert back really quick to last week on the dog names. There's something Delaney does with the dogs I just want to say really quick, and then we'll get on to the Keith segment. Dude, the way Delaney talks to our dogs makes me love her so much. So sweet. She'll be like, Blue, are you hungry? You are. Are you a hyper dog? You are. It is so sweet. I don't do it justice, but damn. Not even close. Okay, if your ears are still connected to your head, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next segment of this podcast. And my dog barked in the middle of that. Whatever, we'll let it go. This is Just Being Earnest, and here's Keith Urban. Well, this is Just Being Earnest, and I have my friend Keith Urban in here with me.
How are you, Aaron?
I'm good.
Good to
How
see
are
you, man. I'm great.
It's good to see you. We are making this work here. Quarantine is kicking my ass. Yeah. What have you been doing?
God, man.
You say this has been the longest you've been home.
Certainly the longest I haven't been in a plane or a tour bus.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Since you came to Nashville?
Since rehab.
Just being earnest.
Yeah, that was
To be perfectly honest.
Yeah, well, I have not leaned into rehab yet, but quarantine is pushing me to the edge.
Yeah, I hear you. There might be some people going in after quarantine.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What you got any hobbies you've started? You done anything different or?
No, I haven't started any hobbies. I love playing guitar, man. It's crazy, and I've just been doing so much of that. Yeah.
Great guitar player. You were one of my biggest influences growing up with music, and as you know, I've been influenced across genres.
Yeah.
Like not just country music. Have you been digging into? You're a Post Malone fan, aren't you?
Oh, huge, yeah.
Dude, Charlie, who I'm gonna have on as well. Charlie's been showing me some Post stuff that is getting fire. Post starting to cross over and do some country stuff too. Do you have any favorite songs that you heard of Post?
Gosh, man. I think the first one that really hit me was I Fall Apart.
Oh, yeah.
And then I saw some footage of him singing that in a club, and it was just like...
On the little dive bar thing?
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, my God. I love this fucking song. And this dude, you know.
It's so good. And then he caught a lot of flack for live. He performs it so well, like, people thought he was fucked up. And... sending him prayers to check on Post Malone. I was like, dude is just performing. That's part of the song is I Fall Apart, and he's hitting the stage and rolling over.
That's right.
Yeah, I love Post Malone. There's this new rap song. I don't know. Have you heard? Do you know anything about Tekashi 6ix9ine? Have you heard about it? He's this New York rapper. He just had to go to prison for some like racketeering stuff, and he ratted on a bunch of people. But he's been like. Stayed in mainstream media the whole time. Anyways, just got out of prison, released a crazy dope song called Gooba, and I'll send it to you later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hype.
Yeah, please.
It's a good workout song. Very hype.
What kind of workout?
Up tempo, cardio. Let's see here. Warren Brothers.
Yeah.
They're the reason I'm able to do what I'm doing. They were the they found me in 2013.
Where?
Where, dude?
Behind Tootsie's or?
No, I think they had sobered up at this point. I was giving Sage hitting lessons. Brad's son Sage,
Oh.
batting lessons. And I remember seeing, was it Almost Famous or whatever TV show they had on
Barely
CMT.
Famous, yeah.
Barely Famous.
Uh-huh.
My mom walked through the den several times when I was watching that and changed the channel. She did not think that shit was any fun.
Right.
But
Right.
but I always remembered Brad. That would be, I think, the first time maybe our paths had crossed or whatever, because you knew me as Snow originally. And I talked about this earlier on the podcast too. I have so
I
many
didn't actually know
names.
what to call you when we started the podcast. And you said, Aaron, it's being earnest. I'm like, hey, Aaron, what's up, man?
Yeah, no, I mean.
But I called a friend of mine. I'm like, hey, I'm hanging with Snow this morning. So, you got multiple
It's and
identities.
this is two Keiths in a pod.
There you
I'm
go.
also a Keith.
That's right.
Let's see here. What was your car you drove in high school? Did you go through high school?
So, well, two things. First of all, you don't get your license till you're 17 in Australia.
Oh,
And
wow.
I quit school at 15.
Missed that one.
So, but my first car was a truck. Shoot, if that ain't a song.
Yeah, no, it is. And we'll be right back.
Right. It was this crappy piece of shit that had you could stick a whole. It was like a Mazda E1600 thing with this, like a cab chassis thing with the huge big, furniture removal thing on the back, right?
Right.
So you could just put tons of equipment in it. And my brother's 2 years older than me, so I'd done enough gigs to be able to pay the the $1,200 I think it was to buy it, but I was too young to drive it, so my brother would drive it.
The reason I ask, because you're a car guy. You love cars.
Yeah.
You love driving.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite car now? Like, or what's your favorite thing to drive now? If you're just gonna go cruise.
I love every kind of vehicle, trucks, cars, bikes. It doesn't matter. Like, I have an F350 and I've got like a little Fiat 500.
Oh yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
so one extreme to the other, and they're just night and day, but I just love driving anything.
Dude, I'm with you. I get most of my inspiration behind a wheel. I do a lot of my writing driving by
Yeah,
myself.
me too.
Would you say that you get song inspiration for, like, does most of your song inspiration come when you're by yourself alone, or does it happen in the room with other people?
These days it's just anywhere because you hear music everywhere now, and I'm a mad Shazammer, so I Shazam shit all the time and
Oh, you do?
tag all these things. And if I hear a song and it makes me want to sing a different melody, if I just dig the groove, like the intro of the song, and you start singing something over it until the idiot comes in and sings something completely different. You know what I mean? Like, you hear it,
Yep.
you hear this wicked groove, and you start singing something. You're like, oh, here we go. And then the actual guy comes in and sings the song. You're like, oh shit, I wouldn't.
Messes up your whole
I wouldn't
thing.
have done that. Then I have to sing into my little notes section on the phone. But I've learned the hard way. I've also got to start by saying what the song is that I'm listening to, who the artist is, because I'll never find it. I'll start singing in my phone based on a song that I've heard, but I don't say what song I gleaned this
Right.
from, and I have no idea what the hell what. So yeah.
That's awesome. And you said the hard way. That actually just reminds me, I think one of my favorite songs of yours, Throwback, The Hard Way.
Oh wow.
Off of Be Here.
Yeah, right.
I looked at that song yesterday. I was thinking the chord progression, that is awesome. I saw Rivers Rutherford wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
And Rivers wrote a lot with my father-in-law, Rob, back in the late 90s, Rob Royer, who was in Bread.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made me think of that, because the pre-chorus in that song is so bready, in my opinion.
Oh, that's interesting.
When I listened to that, that was the first thing I thought yesterday. Then I saw Rivers
Yeah,
wrote
the
it.
Pre is very that, and Gordy Sampson, I think.
Gordy,
too.
yes.
So, I didn't know your dad was in Bread. I don't think he'd ever told me
Delaney's
that.
dad,
That's right. Got it. That's crazy.
founder, one of the original three, him and David and Jimmy.
Because David, I don't know if he ever told you the David Gates story that I had.
No.
So the bass player in my band, Jerry Flowers, his brother was playing for David Gates.
Okay.
In the mid to late 90s. I was in this band with Jerry, The Ranch, and we were going to make our first record. And Jerry's brother brought David down to see us play at this place called Ace of Clubs back in the day.
Right.
And he came back afterwards, and I was like, man, this is amazing. Freaking David Gates, man, this is great. And I was nervous and everything. And he goes, you write those songs you just playing? I went, yeah, co-write, pretty much all of them. And he goes, so I hear you're making a record. I said, yeah. He said, you going to put them all on the record? And I go, well, hell yeah. And he goes, yeah, don't do that. And I was like, oh, are they crap, are they? He goes, no, they're actually really good, and I wouldn't put them all on the first record. And I said, why not? He goes, well, here's what'll happen. Your record company will put out the record, they'll screw it up, you guys will get out and tour your ass off, people will be really digging the band, and they'll have you back in to cut the second record, and you'll have no songs because you'll have wasted them all on the first record. And I'm like, oh, jeez, David, just bring the room down, you know what I mean? And we went in and cut all those songs, and sure enough, they screwed up the record. We were back in the studio making the second one going, we don't have any songs.
My God.
Freaking David Gates, man.
David Gates. I mean, dude, I was with Rob last night too. I mean, him and David have an ongoing over-the-shoulder kind of relationship with each other.
Right.
But that is so on brand with Rob is very much the same way. Like I'll show him something so enthused, and then he'll have a critique, but he's right.
Yeah.
I wish I had that advice before I put my record out too, because I have some of my favorite songs I've ever written on my first project, Locals Only. And we got to tour it and stuff, and now I'm like, damn, I wish I had a couple of those for this next project, because I'm scrambling now.
Yeah.
Did you write a bunch with Rivers, or did you just write songs?
No, I got sent that. I think Gordy might have sent me that song, actually. I just really loved it.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's a really, really good song. Holds up really well.
Let's see here.
We got a song on the next record. Me and you?
I do have a song on your record,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called Wait.
Wait just a little bit longer. Stay calm a little bit closer. Kiss me once and put it on repeat. Your skin on mine is where it's meant to be. I said, babe, you ain't making it easy.
I'm so stoked about that.
Yeah.
That's something my mom's gonna be really proud of.
Yeah, no, it's really cool, man. I'm digging it.
Thank you. So your album is what's The Speed of Now,
The Speed of Now, yeah.
When is that supposed to come out?
September 18.
That's my mom's birthday.
No.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That is my mom's
September
birthday.
18.
Dude, that's awesome. Well, how did you come up with The Speed of Now?
So last year, I had several different names over the course of 2019. And towards the end of it, around about October, I was in the kitchen one day, and I don't know, it just literally was out of the blue. I just went, The Speed of Now. And I went, oh my God, I love this title.
It's great.
And I thought, why did this title come to me? And it really was true that this sounds so, it sounds like such bullshit now, but it's so true that towards the end of last year, I was thinking, where are we going? Like, as a planet, as people, as everything. Like, it's a whole other conversation, but to a large degree, we humans are trying to keep up with these fucking iPhones and the technology, right? Which is insanity, because I'm not an iPhone, I'm a human being, but I'm trying to be an iPhone. My iPhone keeps kicking my ass because he works 24/7, 365, never takes a break.
Never.
And it's asking me to do the same thing. So I just felt like we're just barreling into oblivion. I don't even know where we're going.
Yeah.
You know, companies need to make more profits every year, more profit, more. And I'm like, where does this end? What's the end game?
Right.
I couldn't see an end game. And I went, it's almost like even the present moment, which is meant to be free of time, even that's moving quick now. So The Speed of Now was what that was about. And then
I love that.
And then fast forward to like April, and we're in all of this, and I'm talking to this guy who's my graphic designer, and I said, man, I've been trying to think of another name for the record. And he said, why? And I said, well, you can't quite call it Speed of Now with frickin' lockdowns and all this stuff. It just doesn't make any sense. He goes, I think people will think you thought of it because of this. And so that whole conversation started to flow with the different meaning interpretation of it. So
it's so it is perfect. And the fact that, yes, now seems like it's shorter than ever.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld just put out a special, maybe it was one of his last ones, 23 Hours to Kill or something like that. And he's talking about nobody's ever content with where they are right now. We all do it, whatever we do to be on to the next thing. He's like, all of y'all are here at my show right now to get out of whatever you're doing earlier today.
Right.
He's like, and I'm here right now to get out of whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
I think that's it's so true though, and I don't know where we're going. I know that is a different conversation entirely, but it's scary.
Feeling somewhat different now than we were 6
Think
months
it'll
ago.
ever get back to, like, will concerts go back to like they
Sure.
were?
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, it's just a vaccine-related thing. Like this particular COVID-19, I think it's going to be, in the years to come, we'll all have our yearly shots for it, like the flu and everything else, and
Yeah.
the mixture will be in there for that.
Yeah.
And we'll be like, remember when that thing came and kicked our ass before we had this vaccine? We're like, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that. Way back when. It's just like, for me, like I was telling you earlier, this is, and a lot of people, I will say, there's nobody not suffering from it. In the tour world, everybody is having to deal with this at different levels. You say you were about to go tour Europe.
Yeah.
Now that's not happening.
Yeah.
Is there any plan for you next year? You going on any tours here in America, if you can?
I guess everything is just like, it's
On
all a
the
big
air.
whiteboard right now, like a dry
Yeah.
erase whiteboard. Like, who knows what
Yeah.
the hell's happening? I was watching an interview with Johnny Van Zant the other day, talking about Skinner had been on. Everyone's on hold, right?
Yeah.
He was doing an interview with some radio station, and Johnny had said he was talking to a buddy of his, and his buddy had said, "Man, my business is down 80%," and he goes, "So you're still doing 20% of business? I got zero."
Yeah, man, it is messing people up. I feel bad for the small business owners and stuff, dude. Yeah. Getting boarded up. But enough Debbie Downer, dude. I got a story for you really quick. I know you got to take a Zoom call, which also, by the way, Zoom sucks. Writing on Zoom, you got.
No one's ever heard of Zoom until now, by the way.
Whoever
I've
got
never
money in
frickin'
on
heard of
Zoom,
it.
dude.
It's become a verb. It's like the new Uber or something. It's
100%.
Like, I'll Zoom you later. Like, what the
Somebody's
hell?
making a killing on Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Jordan Schmidt on blast really quick.
Okay.
Okay, so he was telling me this story at Taco Mamacita one day. I guess he's working on a song for you for a while.
Yeah.
He was trying to get the vocal right.
Right.
He got really excited when you called him.
Yeah.
And he answered, and you said, "Yeah, not even close."
No.
He said, "Not even close."
The
He said, "I
spiriting.
just don't believe the singer."
No.
And he told me that story in confidence, and "not even close" is used so much in my household.
Right.
Like, Delaney be like, "Keith, dinner almost ready." Not even close, Delaney.
Right.
And I've told everybody in Music
That's
Row,
funny.
not even close gets used a lot. You made a huge impact. Sorry, Jordan, but I had to tell Keith. I
think Dan Huff told me that story too. So
Oh, really?
it's real.
Okay,
It's a
good.
thing. I think Jordan maybe called Dan to ask, was everything okay with me?
Not even close.
He's crazy talented, man.
Jordan is
Oh,
great.
ridiculous. I just cut a song that him and Jaron wrote, actually. It's a really, really good song.
I love Jordan. We've
Really
done for the last 5 years. We made a bunch of stuff. We made like a whole emo EP on the road
Oh,
one
cool.
weekend with Florida Georgia Line. We both grew up on emo rock too.
Yeah.
And he just started playing some emo tracks he was building, and I laid back, and we did like a 4 or 5 song EP, calling it "Depends on the Year,"
Yeah.
and it's just all
Nice.
bullshit emo.
See, this is what I like about you, and I'm going to sing your praises for a second, because I love, for me, it's all about fusion, right? I mean,
Right.
the evolution of country music has always been about fusion, always, since day one.
Yep.
It's really vital. Here's what I think is vital for country music. The people who are on the front lines pushing it to the limits that are just almost destroying it, and the people behind the scenes screaming out, "What have you done to our genre? You're completely ruining it." All those people are vital.
Yep.
You need them both. You need them both, because without the pioneers, there'd be no progress, and without the people pulling them back, we just wander off into oblivion.
Right.
So I think that balance is crucial. But I love what you cats are doing, man, with the things that you bring in, the fusions you bring in, styles that are being created that are really uncategorizable. But at the end of the day, it's just a feeling. It's just a spirit. I mean, that's all,
Yeah.
all music's ever been, is a feeling and a spirit. And if you can feel it and it resonates and speaks to you, I don't need to know what it is.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I love that too, because it's harder now than ever, I think, to put something in a box,
Right.
and be truly creative at the same time.
Yes.
And
Completely agree.
and with, like you're saying, the phones, just technology. I mean, access is at an all-time high
Yeah.
for music,
Yeah.
and it's all right there all the time. And it's just a matter of clicking a button, and you can go to a whole different genre.
And expressions and connecting to the fans is at an all-time high.
Yes.
It's never been so fast write something, record it, put it out, give it to the fans. Done. Boom.
Right there.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think that might be my favorite part about the advancement of
Me too.
technology. It's
Hands down.
it's great.
You know, and I always go back to the Waylon song, "Is Sure Hank Done It This Way," and I quote it a lot because it really is. I've said for a long time, I wished Musica. It's a great little old statue down there at the beginning of Music Row. I don't think it has any place in Nashville. I'm just going to go out on a limb here.
You talking about the roundabout
Yeah,
statue?
yeah, round a butt.
Yeah.
So whoever put that in, God bless you, but I just think it's completely out of place in Nashville. What I'd prefer to see is a big plaque that is the opening verse of that song. Lord, it's the same old tune, fiddle and guitar. Where do we take it from here? Rhinestone suits and new shiny cars. It's been the same way for years. We need a change. Boom. I mean, if that's not if that's not the mantra that just is ongoing for our genre, Waylon said it right there, and that should be at the entrance of Music Row. And so, if you walk past it to go and create every day, you feel liberated.
I love that.
So that's what I'm voting for.
I'm voting for that
I vote
too.
we get that on a big old plaque.
I vote we get that on a big old plaque too. Dude, man, Keith, thank you so much for getting on Just Being Earnest with me.
Oh, my pleasure.
It's good getting to hang with you. Good
Every
seeing you.
time, yeah.
Man.
When's the new music coming out?
Yeah, Joey, Seth, when's new music coming out? That's not necessarily in my hands. I'm writing a bunch of stuff for it right now. I got some songs picked out. I think I'm going to probably put out 3 or 4 singles before January.
Great.
So start putting some more stuff out at the end of the year.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, I hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Good seeing you.
Every time, man.
All right, this is Just Being Earnest, my friend Keith Urban. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Just being earnest. Just being earnest. Just being earnest. Just being earnest. A little one-bedroom.
Hey guys, just want to say thanks again for listening to episode 3 of Just Being Earnest. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a review and rate it. I really appreciate it. And if you hate it, give me 5 stars anyways, and you feel free to bitch about that in my comments section. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's @Ernest, and make sure you listen to my project, Locals Only. It's available everywhere you can listen to music. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Just being earnest. Just being earnest. Just being earnest. Just being earnest.